Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Teamer Karn, Eldrazi Ramp on the play for game one. I will keep Ugin Lab, Imprint Drift, Cast Talisman, and pass. And pass. Saga Trigger. Amulet Vigor. Yee. Okay, well, we need to find something quick then. None of that's really looking good. One, two, three, four, five. I guess we go for 6. Just that way we might be able to go into Swing Myco Spawn. Do not want that for us, thank you. And passing. And passing. So what we need right now is a Sowing Myco Spawn. Gruul Turf. I imagine they pick up Gruul Turf. No, picking up the Saga. Okay, now the Gruul Turf. Spelunking. Alright, this means that Swine Myco Spawn becomes ostensibly weaker. But I think it still would be good. Huh. Oh, ain't that a ball of unfortunate. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5, 6. Thinking if there is any benefit to me null drifting here. Yeah, let's play Forest Null Drift. I mean, right now we're kind of in desperation mode. No, I feel like we're probably just going to lose on the spot next turn. Well, there's our Sowing Myco Spawn, though definitely late to the party. We'll pass and pass. Pass in full, and at this point, let's see if we lose. If not, we're able to kick the Sowing Myco Spawn for what it's worth. I don't think that will be worth much. With 2 Vigors and an Urza's Cave, this seems like a foregone conclusion with the bounce land. Because this is 6 mana here, so they have the Titan to start the loop. So yeah, I think this should be GG's. Bounce the cave, or bounce the bounce land. Bounce the bounce land. There's the Titan as expected. Let's see if they present the loop. So if you go, what? 4. Because... No, hold on. Mirror Pool wouldn't work. You can haste the Titan, though. Okay. So it looks like me might just be hasting the Titan. Because the alternative option would have been Lotus Field. No, I don't think they really had the line. So attack for 6. I guess Bounce Land and T-West would have gotten them 6 mana. Yeah, it still wouldn't have been enough, though. Though I guess here, actually, Bounce Land T-West might... No, because it's going to be during combat, not the second main phase. Oh, but at this point they should be able to go Mirror Pool Lotus. Bounce Land Boseiju. Because they had gone Mirror Pool Lotus. 6, 7. Yeah, actually, no, Mirror Pool Lotus would have worked. They would have gotten themselves another Titan. Would have been able to haste 2. Hit the Hedge Maze? Okay. I'll go Stomping Ground tapped. No attacks. I mean, we're not dead yet. Down to 13. Draw. Utopia Sprawl. Misty Rainforest. Fetch. For a forest. Sprawl. Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For blue. Kick Sowing Mycospawn. The question now becomes, what do we kick? We can kick the bounce land and try and keep them short on mana. The problem is they have the Gruul Turf in hand still. So, and the Urza Cave. The Urza Cave is actually the bigger issue because the fact that they can grab, let's say, a Lotus Field. But if we don't take out the bounce land, then we're in trouble. So we could take out the Urza Cave and the bounce land. I think I need to go Simic. Yeah, it's a bit awkward, I think. Because we need to keep them short on 6, while also recognizing if they get to 3, they can Urza Cave. And an Urza Cave gets them immediately to 6. But at least I have to I can make them work for it. The next question is what we grab with Mycospawn. My first thought here is Ghost Quarter, but the Spelunking actually really hurts me there. Because it acts as 1 Amulet of Vigor, but they're able to play around Ghost Quarter more effectively. We can still cut them short on half of their Amulet of triggers by going Ghost Quarter, though. So I think Ghost Quarter is correct. I'm also realizing Moto is having a moment. And it's still counting down my timer. I don't think there's any major updates. Let me check real quick. Moto, you okay? Not seeing anyone say anything. What is going on? I mean, triggers are on the stack. Huh. Well, that is awkward. Yeah. So clearly I'm still in the game because I'm able to talk to my opponent. but my timer's ticking down. Well, this is frustrating, but I think... Let me see if... Okay. Well, that was weird. For some reason, like, something in my head went, what if we press undo? What would happen? Apparently it fixed it. I was very much, my initial thought was, well, I'm most likely gonna lose this game, so let's just concede, but guess I'm glad I didn't. So they get 1/2 regardless. The question is whether or not I give them 1, 2, 3 mana versus 2 mana. If I only give them 2 mana, I mean, yeah, I think I Ghost Quarter here. It is a bit awkward, though. They get a forest. They don't get the amulet triggers, or at least not the untaps. They still get the triggers, but they don't untap it. So it cuts them short at 5 mana, but they can still Urza Cave is the problem, right? For Scapeshift. With Scapeshift, they should be able to win. GSZ for 3 for Dryad. Okay. Vesuva for Valakut. Amulet triggers. But they don't have Valakut just yet, but they can tap it twice. They're still short on the Urza Cave. Interesting. Primeval Titan will be able to bring 2 in, though, and I think that should be gained because each one coming in should deal 6 damage, yeah. So that should be lethal damage on board. Yep. That is, in fact, lethal. Alright, and we're dead. Yeah, kind of what I expected based on the current board state, hence why my first reaction to MTGO being bugged was to concede. But let's bring in Consign to Memory. Let's bring in Jailer. Let's cut the K returns. Actually, let me take a look at my sideboard too real quick. Amulet Titan. I mean, the Jailer definitely helps. I do wonder about keeping 1 in the side, just so we can grab it with Karn, so that way we're playing with 3 copies rather than 2. So maybe do that. Cut the Gemstone, keep the Bog, and leave it like this. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, update the sideboard guide. Alright, so Jailer and Consign are going to have to lift a significant amount of weight here. Either that, we're going to be leaning hard on sowing Mycospawn and Karn on the play for game 2. We have the Ghost Core, which can slow things down. I'll keep it. Not my favorite hand in the world, but it is functional. The biggest thing is just slowing the game down long enough for us to be able to press any degree of advantage. The Seiju, Grazer Saga tapped, no, T-West, Drift, play Sanctum of Ugin, and pass, Otawara. Spelunking. Well, that does turn my Ghost Quarter plan on its head. Simic Roof Chamber for 2 bounces T-West, maybe? No, bounces Beseiju. That's a bit aggressive, I feel. Hedge Maze, Trigger, Null Drifter to Yard. Draw. Lab. We could Null Drifter here. Excuse me. Excuse me again. I'm gonna go Ghost Quarter. Writhing Chrysalis and pass. And hold. Next turn we can play the Null Drifter. And maybe do enough damage the following turn, though I'm not confident in that. Right now they're at 4 mana. 1 Amulet effect. They haven't played a land this turn. They use their Beseiju Lotus Field. Well, that's trouble. So that's 3 mana there. They have access to 4 total. Yeah, this seems like a Titan. Do we have a bounce land as follow-up? Well, the equivalent of. Alright, do you have the Titan? There's the Titan. Yeah, I mean, a Titan on 3 is good. There's very little I can do about that with a Spelunking on board, short of having a Myco spawn. You'll get Valakut plus Hainweir. Shifting Woodland. What? That's a choice. Unfortunately, that choice won't matter. But this would demonstrate to me that they're trying to set up for, I'd imagine, whatchamacallit. Jeez. Trying to set up for Aftermath Analyst. Trigger. I'm going to evoke. There's Consigned Memory, but I don't have blue now is the problem. Always yield. We can cast Karn and set up for Tormod's Crypt. Unfortunately, we don't have enough for Jailer. Yeah, so Crypt would be our only real recourse short of hitting the Shifting Woodlands of Ghost Quarter. Alright, so let's actually run 2 different angles here. Cast KGC. Minus KGC. Right now our goal is to survive. Tormod's Crypt. Cast Tormod's Crypt. And hold. And hold. This way we should at least be able to stop a Aftermath Analyst line, if nothing else. Problem is, a Writhing Chrysalis will die to Titan. We'll take 6 no matter what. Looks like GSC. Yeah, it looks like GSC for 4. No, what is this? For 6, so it's going to grab another Titan. So we could at least stop it from hasting. Oh, this is actually a bit awkward because they'll be able to grab a Echoing Depths, won't they? If they grab Echoing Depths, then they can just go for the Hainweir, though I'm not sure it actually matters, the problem. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm gonna Ghost Quarter here, hit the Hainweir. We'll pass in full at this point, because I think I am dead. If I look at trigger, hit me. There's the Titan as expected. Do you have the Echoing Depths? I'd imagine so. Vesuva, Echoing Depths, Vesuva target Valakut, Echoing Depths target Hainweir, yeah. Maybe the right move was to hit the Valakut? That actually would have been an interesting thought, though I guess they could have just done the inverse. Well, there would have been fewer Valakut trigger. Oh! Why didn't I Tormod's Crypt? Okay, yeah, that's a misplay on my part. I could have at least stopped that, but we would have been dead regardless. Yeah. So, thinking back here, the Hasty Titan may have not actually been the issue. The issue may have been the Valakut. Because the Hasty Titan would have killed me regardless. Or not the Hasty Titan, but just the Titan entry would have killed me regardless. So the best thing to do here in retrospect may have been to go after the Valakut. Titan ETBs, they do the inverse of hitting the Hainweir, they go for the Valakut. We Tormod's Crypt the Grave, so that way Valakut's no longer a legal target. With it no longer being a legal target, we're not dead on board. But we still are looking down at 12 damage. Yeah. So I'm not sure it would have necessarily been any better necessarily. We would have had 2, 4, 5 mana at most the following turn. And that's suggesting they don't pick up that Boseiju either. So I'm not sure we truly had a great line going for us, unfortunately. Yep, alright. Well, it is what it is. With that said, we'll be back for match number 2. Alright, and we're back for match number 2 on the play for game 1. I will keep Devourer, so it could be a bit of a mirror match. Ugin Lab, Imprint Devourer, cast Talisman, and pass. 2, 3, 5, 7. So we're kind of angling for the Sire here. What flavor Eldrazi? Through the Breach. Okay, well that's a bit scary then. Steam Vents, Shock to 18, and passing. Draw. Sowing Mycospawn. Now I could Sowing Mycospawn, but what would be the benefit of that right now? I guess if we did that, we could get Ugin on board the following turn, because we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which would start a 2-turn clock. The question is if it's more valuable for me to kick a Mycospawn the next turn instead, which I think is the case. So I will go with an Eldrazi Temple and pass. And hold. And hold. Draw. Temple. We'll play the temple. Kick the Sowing Myco spawn. We're just trying to delay the Through the Breach. And opponent scoops it up. Alright. Through the Breach. Well, we definitely don't want the K return. I think we do want the Consign to Memory, though. Jailer and Trinisphere aren't doing much. Lithomantic Barrage isn't doing much. Neither is Eat or Chalice. So, yeah, I want to say the Consign to Memory would be good for, like, the Annihilator trigger. Yeah. On the draw for game 2. Yeah, I mean, this is looking decent. We'll keep. I'll pass. Scouting Tarn. Fetch. For an island. Island for Preordain. Okay, just setting up. That is fine. Bottom, draw. And draw. Misty Rains. We'll go Utopia Sprawl for red. And pass. And pass. Opponent misses their land drop. That's quite significant. We'll cast the Writhing Chris. Hold. And pass. And pass. And opponent just scoops it up, so they must have kept a risky hand and more or less just gave it to us. We'll take the win. Alright, well, that sure was a win. Not much to save there, really. Well, we'll be back for match number 3. Alright, and we're back for match 3 on the play for game 1. I will keep Forest, Sprawl for red, and pass. And pass. Blue to Delta, pass. Temple, Writhing Chrysalis. And hold. And hold. Blue to Delta, fetch. Watergrave Shocked. I'm going to guess this is Fatal Push. Fatal Push. A spawn. Sack and response. Always yield. No legal targets. And pass. Well, that's suspect. Why Fatal Push the spawn? Floodstrand fetch. I guess they could have another Fatal Push, I suppose. Island for a Froge. Okay. Draw. Lab. Cavernous Souls. Name Eldrazi. We could Utopia Sprawl. Next question is, do we want to force check? Force checking here might not be a bad idea. So I'm gonna go... I think I actually want to scry draw here. That's right. I need to do this awkwardly. K command. I'm gonna scry draw exile. And done. Force check. Pitch Oculus. There's Sire. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so we can go top draw. That way Sire doesn't get hit by Thoughtseize. Sprawl for blue. Go to combat. And pass. So this is Oculus, not Murktide. Do you have the Unearth? You do. It resolves. Do you have a second blue source? You do. If that's the case, we might need to... Actually, we don't need to because of Cavern of Souls, right? We don't need to play around Jack. Cavern of Souls just says, yeah, screw your counter spells. Fetch the Flooded Strand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Unfortunately, we're one short of a sweeping. Murktide resolves. It's a 5/5. Oculus trigger. So confirming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. Sire's 7 deaths. I'll pass. And pass. Paying cost. Cycle Unearth. Passing. And draw. Gemstone. Go to combat. Attack with Sire's 7 deaths. No blocks. That means that Sire is, for all intent and purpose, pseudo unblockable or pseudo hexproof now. And hold. Undercity Sewers. Pass control to Yard. Passing. Oculus trigger. Emrakul. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. No imprint. Trigger. Our turn, comrade. No reason to attack right now. Emrakul's pro instant, so they can't do anything there. Sire has pseudo hexproof. At most they can fatal push or writhing Chris. Opponent reveals hand. Stern Scolding, Force, Meticulous Archive. Yeah, we were in the clear. Alright, solid game 1. Let's move on to game 2. Lithomantic Barrage seems good here. K return's still good. Karn not so much. Jailer is decent though. You'll cut the Ghost Quarter, and against Murktide, I'm trying to remember what 7 mana value spell isn't that great. I mean, Emrakul gets a bit worse since they do bring in Grave Hate, so maybe we cut Emrakul here. At least trim down to 1 and then run it back like this. Sire 7 Deaths is just a house that they do traditionally have trouble dealing with. And Barrage does very cleanly execute a lot of what they have. We'll mulligan this hand. Mulligan. I'll keep here. Draw into a 7-mana value spell would be good. We can drop a Breeding Pool. I guess we do drop the Return, or we drop the Myco. I'm gonna say drop the Myco. And pass. Looted Delta, passing. Do we hit a 7-mana value spell? We do not. I'll play Verdant Catacombs and pass. Fetch Polluted Delta for Surveil Land, I'd imagine. Watery Grave, shocking. For Thought Scour, target self. Yes, hits a Psychic Frog. Pause on end step. Meticulous Archive. Thought Scour to Yard, and passing. Verdant Catacombs fetch. Hedge Maze. Trigger. Sowing Myco. Put it on top. Draw. Play a forest. Do you have a Spell Snare? Pass. It resolves. So now we have a permanent red and colorless source, which is very beneficial. They are 1 away from Oculus. Passing. Let's go Breeding Pool Shock. And attempt to resolve Sowing Myco Spawn. Do you have Consigned to Memory? Looks like it. Yep, counters the trigger, counters the body. I was hoping to get Bajuka Bog, but no dice. We'll pass. Looks like an Oculus. Unearth the Frog instead. That's actually fine. Draw. Cavernous Souls. Let's play that now so we can lock in Eldrazi in case they do have a Harbinger. We can't do much of the K return right now, but we will hold. Pitch with Frog. Frog hit for 2 down to 15. Second main phase. 6 cards in hand. Spellbomb. End step. Lithomantic Barrage. Play Windswept Teeth. I mean, it'd force them to pitch 2 cards. And we could pitch them, force them to pitch 2 more thereafter. If I really wanted to. Do you pitch? I guess actually 3 cards. Yeah, we should be able to kill the frog as long as return resolves. Pitches Harbinger. Pitches Force. Need one more. Pitches Force. Resolve. Fetch Windswept Teeth. Stomping Ground Shock. You have a counterspell. Well, an attempt was made. I mean, we got them to pitch a ton of cards, to be fair. Hit for 5, down to 6. Spellbomb can empty my yard. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're short on the Emrakul. What's our best pull here? Probably a Sire 7 Deaths. Rumble. Let's see if Rumble resolves. Rumble does resolve. We have Null Drifter. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unfortunately, we're short on Null Drifter, but that shouldn't matter too much. Go Stomp. Oh, they can heal Spellbomb here is the problem. Yeah. You still get the draw 2. Yeah. The Spellbomb did kind of ruin that, didn't it? Writhing Chris. So no. No. ETB Trigger. Ugin Lab. Imprint Sire. Probably could have been a little less painful, to be fair, but we do get our Chrysalis on board. So we're not dead just yet. We hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need 1 spawn at a minimum. Float the frog. I think opponent has forgotten about Sneaky Reach. Go to blocks. You block. Sneaky Reach. And passing. Nope. Land. Any follow-up? I mean, a Murktide or Oculus would be trouble. Fetch Polluted Delta. For a Swamp. That tells me they have... Oh, another Frog. I was expecting a Harbinger, to be fair. Draw. K command. Cyrus 7 deaths should be enough, at least to survive me a turn. Return Sire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cannot be countered. And passing. And holding. And hold. So again, this will at least give me a turn, thanks to First Strike and Reach. Sink in the Stupor will resolve, so there wasn't much we could do then last turn. Unfortunate. I will concede. So lost for game 2. I guess we could have gone K command. They wouldn't have been able to sink in the Stupor, to be fair. But they could have still had a counter spell, so yeah, not sure about it. Cut the gemstone, bring in that Merkul. Run it back. Yeah, the Nihil spell bomb got me good there. If not for it, we would have been able to do a clean sweep with that frog. I mean, that is one of the reasons why they play it. I do wonder if I should have played the K return first prior to the Lithomantic Barrage, because at that point they may have seen it as a benign threat. In comparison, if I had, when I did it in the opposite order, it forced them to save the frog, right? So I think I did missequence that. I am going to mulligan. I will keep. We'll pitch the bog. Ugin Lab, imprint, Ugin, cast Soulish Jailer, and pass. So no unearthing for you. Sprific Springs, Bolt, draw, Null Drifter. I mean, we'll go Temple and pass. This at least presents a K command. And pass. Water Grave Shock, the 15. Passing. And draw. Ugin Lab. Stomping Ground Shock. Let's go Sowing Myco Spawn. Sowing Myco Spawn, do you have a consigned memory? Paying cost for consigned, that will resolve. We draw into a 7-mana value spell, we'll be able to play that next turn. And if they Harbinger, we can at least evoke to Divination. Blue to Delta, fetch. If it's a swamp, then that would suggest a Harbinger. Yep, Harbinger. We have a blocker at least. Rumble. Let's start with Null Drifter. Draw 2. Trigger. Ugin Lab. No imprint. And pass. Would like this Talisman to resolve next turn, if at all possible. 6 cards in hand, plays a land, and passing, Unearth Cycle, Spell Bomb is relevant again. Alright, Talisman. Does Talisman resolve? You need a force. Green. Eldrazi Temple. Play Temple for turn. And pass. Spellbomb. Draws a card. Could be trying to fill the grave for Oculus. For still short 2 for the Oculus, but would be able to Murktide. There would be a small 5/5 Murktide for what it's worth. 6 cards in hand again. Oculus doesn't traditionally run Orcish Bowmaster. Double blue, Cycle Unearth, and double blue for Murktide. So this will at least be a 6/6 Murktide. And we'll hold up the swamp. Draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tis a Harbinger. We'll pass. And pass. So we can cleanly block the Murktide. Paying cost for Frog. Now they can do something interesting. So if they attack with the Murktide, I'm going to consider it bait, but they don't. Draw. Let's start with a Rumble. Does Rumble resolve? It does. We'll go Writhing Chrysalis. No, we can't actually cast it's the problem, so I think maybe a Forest might be better. No, we'll go Forest. Play Forest. Play Sprawl. Sprawl for red. We have plenty of blue. Attack with Sire. The thing is, they'll have to give me something, whether it's the Frog or the Harbinger, if they do want Sire off of board. And they give me the Harbinger, then we should be in the clear. No blocks, which means Sire's now pseudo hexproof. We'll pass. We'll have to block next turn. Paying cost on Earth. Cycle. The Jailer definitely doing work there. I mean, at this point, it's probably best for me just to keep the Sire back indefinitely, because attacking in puts it at risk, whereas not attacking means that the Murktide can never attack in again, because then they risk just losing. K return. I'd like that to go engrave if possible. We go 1, 2, 3. That leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so we don't have enough for this plus the Ugin. So we'll go Breeding Pool and pass. No attacks. And on their end step, we'll attempt to resolve the K return. Because if it resolves, then we get our Ugin back. And that will be able to exile the Murktide. Again, not attacking here means the Murktide can never attack. End step. Kozilek's return. In retrospect, I probably shouldn't have sacked the spawn. Should have actually kept that, but the fact they pitched for the frog means they don't have a way to counter this. Resolves. Return Ugin to hand. They could have a consign, but then why not use that to counter that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Minus 2 would be 8. If they do consign, that would leave me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 short. Trigger. Resolves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Trigger. Always yield. Ugin. Ugin target Murktide. Does it resolve? It does. Ugin plus. Lab. We'll go to attacks. I mean, this should just be lethal. Again, it has pseudo hexproof. Methinks opponent forgot an important detail about Sire of Seven Deaths. That of which being, it has menace. Mm-hmm. And opponent scoops it up. Alright, solid win against the Oculus. We'll be back for match number 4. That is once Moto... There we go, I was about to say. Moto was having a moment there. But we'll be back for match 4. Alright, and we're back for match 4 on the play for game 1. That's feeling like a mulligan. This is not necessarily much better. If I was on the draw, I'd be a bit more comfortable with it as the problem. Because then at least we could hedge on Utopia Sprawl, Malevolent Rumble, so on, but we can't. Yeah, there's no castables. We'll mulligan again. Keep here. Pitch return. Do we pitch the Hedge Maze or the Breaker? The only thing at the Breaker is it opens up lines with the K command. I think we pitch the Hedge Maze. And done. Go temp and pass. Hold up the delay to respond, the off chance it becomes relevant. Wooded Foothills and fetch. Steam Vent Shock. Is it Prowess? Preordain. Potentially, but not necessarily. Bottom, top, or bottom, draw. And pass. And draw. Play Verdant Catacombs and pass. Tis Mountain. Alright, well that looks like a slick shot. Verdant Catacombs for a Hedge Maze. I need a land here. That is a land and a good one at that. And draw. Temple, and we hold. They shouldn't be running any consign main right now. Thundering Falls triggers. Yeah, they're wary. And for good reason. I'm gonna go for the K command now. If they're willing to give me a turn, then I will gladly take it. And done. So we can go bottom, top, and top. Sanctum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 minus 2 would be 7. So we can go Sowing Megaspawn but not kicked. It might be worth it as we do ramp and then are able to play the Null Drifter. The alternative is that I can go World Breaker. I'm gonna go for Sowing Mycospawn though. One, 2, 3, 4. The question now becomes, do I go Ugin Lab or not? I think I will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll go Ugin Lab. Imprint Breaker. resolve Myco as a blocker. And then I will cast Null Drifter, so we can block in the air as well. Sanguigan Trigger, let's draw first. Double Utopia Sprawl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to go for a Cyrus 7 Deaths. And then resolve. And pass. So we now have 2 blockers on board to mitigate damage. And 1 with flying to block the slick shot. So short of a double bolt, which would be 6 damage and 2 triggers, Null Drifter should be in the clear. You know, Sire coming down on board, it's going to make their life significantly more difficult. Opponent's thinking. We'll pass. Plays Team Vent Shock down to 15. Plays the Slick Shot Show Off. Unholy Heat down to 2 toughness, or rather 2 Lava Dart. Lava Dart. I mean, there's 7 damage right now. Bolt, target me to 16. Bolt, target me down to 13. Mutagenic growth to 15. You have to be joking me. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I was joking about the double bolt, but like, Jesus. I mean, even if I had laid down the World Breaker, would it have mattered? I would have been able to bolt, Lava Dart, which would have put Slick Shot to 7, to 9, to 11. I mean, I wouldn't be dead because I was at 19. No, bolt, Lava Dart, so 4. Mutagenic 5. So that'd be 11, 13, so I'd be at 6 if I'd gone World Breaker instead. I guess maybe the Breaker was the right move. I just wasn't expecting that. Christ. Alright, well, we're bringing in 4 Trinosphere. Bringing in Chalice, bringing in EE. Cutting Karn. Cutting Gemstone. Cutting Ghost Quarter. Let me take a look at the sideboard guide real quick for Prowess. Cutting 2 Karn, cutting 1 Writhing Chrysalis. I guess we don't bring in the EE. And cut a Writhing Chris. Let's run it back like this. And this feels slow. Yeah, we'll mulligan this. This feels great, except for the fact that I need to land a land. So, realistically speaking, we have how many hits off the top here? We're running 21 or 22? 21, 20, 19, 18 hits off the top. I'll even account Utopia Sprawl at 22. Keep pitched the Chrysalis. We need to resolve this Malevolent Rumble is what we need to resolve. Otherwise a lab would be perfect. DRC, draw. I'll take the Temple. Malevolent Rumble. We could go Bajuka Bog, interestingly enough. Though I think going Temple might be right here. Go Temple. And pass. Because we should then be able to go Mycospawn and Trinisphere. Blood Crypt. Preordains. Looks like Black Splash for Thoughtseize would be my thought. That will be 3 types in Yard for DRC. That is a bit concerning, as we won't have any flying blockers. Passing, attack for 1. We'll take down to 19. You have Mutagenic Growth. They were holding something there. Eldrazi Temple. Cast Sowing Mycospawn. So 2, 3, 4. I guess if I were to tap for 4, 5. I still need the Temp in order to cast the Trinisphere. Or not the Temp, the Lab. So yeah, we still go Lab. Lab, Imprint, Breaker. Resolve. Cast Trinisphere and pass. And pass. We have Kozak's Command as a way to shrink their yard and or exile a DRC. You can cast 1 spell per turn right now. We draw into a Soul Lance, specifically a Temple. We can cast the World Break. Utopia Sprawl. I mean, I think I just hold the K command. We can at least Sprawl here. Oh, no we can't. Well, I could. For red. Hold the K command. No attacks. Fetch with the Bloodstained Mire for a Surveil land. Steam Vent Shock. Paying cost for Petty Theft. Interesting. Shields are down though. Before that resolves, I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do we ramp Exile Yard or do I exile? I'm gonna say exile. Let's see, we have Mutagenic Growth and Swift Spear. We'll go Swift Spear and Preordain. And done. And pass. And pass. Back to 2 types in Yard. Slick Shot. Preordain. Triggers. Mutagenic Growth. Yeah, I wonder if the second Trinisphere would have been worth it. growth, trigger DRC. Lava Dart to Yard. Lava Dart, target me, down to 18. Trigger DRC. Yeah, so probably the second Trinisphere would have been worth it in retrospect over the Utopia Sprawl. I guess the benefit there would have been I could have returned the World Breaker as well. We'll take the 9 down to 9. 1 card in hand. Draw. Verdant Catacombs. We can go down to 8 and play the World Break. Verdant Catacomb. Fetch. Play a Forest. Return World Break to hand. Yeah, so I think in retrospect, playing the second Trinisphere would have been right, rather than the Utopia Sprawl, because we would have been able to hold back the lab anyways. We'll go after the Steam Vents and pass. And pass. Paying cost for EI. So we have a blocker for the Slick Shot. That's the sees into Yard. Keeps 1 card on top. EI resolves. Three types in Yard. Scouting Tarn. So yeah, a bit of a misplay from me in that case. Was not expecting the Brazen Borrower, if I'm to be completely honest. Down to 7. They do have to be careful of the crackback now. They do decide to attack in any capacity. Unholy Heat. We're still not dead yet. Even if that. The thing is now, the Slickshot Show-Off can't attack. The DRCs have to. Wait, what? Oh, I see. The thought is here that I can't block enough. Yeah, and they'd be correct. I can't. Because with the Soin Microspawn dead... Do I have any recourse? With the Bajuka Bog in Yard, I don't think I do. Unfortunately. Because we can block the DRC, but that's still 3 damage coming through. So yeah, I was a bit greedy. What I should have done instead of playing the Utopia Sprawl was playing the Trinisphere, holding back the lab. That way I could have returned Worldbreaker the following turn, regardless. And that would have slowed them down significantly, even with the Brazen Borrower. So, yeah, that was a mistake on my part. I was not thinking that through as well as I should have. So yeah, casting the Trinisphere does nothing here. Casting the Mycospawn does nothing here because we don't have the Bajuka Bog in library. I don't think we have anything else that we can really utilize. 1, 2, 3, 4. Even if I were to go for a Hedge Maze and surveil something into Yard, I don't think we have anything that we could put into Yard that would be of value here. We can attack in for 5 and put them down to 2, but we have no way to get them down to 0. So we will concede. Okay, so yeah. I took the wrong line. I just wasn't thinking about any of their bounce spells. I guess I have started to see... was it Flood Maw? whatever the card from Bloomburrow is that you can gift a fish to bounce a creature. I have started seeing that being played. So it probably was realistically better for me to cast the second Trinisphere. Hold up the lab. That way we could have returned the World Breaker on their end step. And then we still would have been able to cast because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we would still have been short one, wouldn't we? Yeah, I guess we still would have been short one. Regardless, I think it would have been right to do that. Yeah. I mean, the other option would have been for me to hold the K command. I would have been able to potentially exile the Slick Shot Show Off rather than just a 1 DRC and shrink. Yeah. Thoughts. Maybe just going Trinisphere, tapping Lab, holding Temple would have been right then. Though I guess we wouldn't necessarily need to hold Temp. No, I guess we would have if we wanted to play the Kozilek's command. So yeah, I think in that case, probably just playing the second Trinisphere, tapping the Forest, tapping the Lab, holding up K Command X2 would have been right then. Yeah, okay. So I think I see where we went wrong. And that's just good to know. Like I said, I was not expecting Brazen Borrower of all things, but was it Enter the Flood Maul? Is it instant speed or sorcery? I want to say it might be instant. Let me take a look. Let's see. Flood Maul? I can spell sometimes. Flood Maul. Into the Flood Maul, not enter. It is instant. So probably still should have played around that then by going second Trinisphere. So yeah, we ended up misplaying there. Got a bit greedy. But with that being said, we'll be back for match number 5. Match number 5. Alright, and we're back for match 5 on the play for game 1. I will keep one, two, three, four. I mean, depending on what we draw into, this could be a turn 3 Ugin, which would be quite significant. I'll pass. Marsh Flats. Passing. Draw. Forest. I will play Eldrazi Temple. So a Myco Spawn. And we'll go with another Eldrazi Temple. And pass. So currently I have 5 mana on board. So we can't play the Ugin next turn, but we can play any 7 mana value spell we draw into. I'm concerned that this is Ruby Storm. Pass. Oh, shoot. What? Hammer time? Hammer time. So we definitely want to get Ugin on board ASAP. Colossus Hammer. Now I'm worried about a Sigarda's Aid into Inkmoth. Draw. That helps out a ton. So We have a couple of questions to ask then. Do we go for... I guess we can go for twofold. So here's what we can do. I'm thinking that we go after the Ink Moth or the Elegant Parlor. I can go after the Elegant Parlor. I think we go after the Ink Moth. Yeah, I think we do. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So we have seven no matter what. So I'm thinking we might just go Hedge Maze. Hedge Maze trigger. Null Drifter top. And pass. Go to combat. Swing for 3. Down to 16. And pass. 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now we'd be short on Drift, even with Ugin. If we have to exile 2, we could. Steel Shape's Gift. Imagine, what do you grab here then? For an equipment card. Shadow Spear. Okay. White for Shadow Spear and passing. Draw. Go to combat. Hit you for 6. Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trigger target Stoneforge. Stoneforge down, Ugin plus up to 22. K command, and we'll pass. And pass. Saga. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 11. Possess command is mana neutral, so we could in fact go for another temple. Pure Steel Paladin resolves. Colossus Hammer trigger. Mellowcraft Online. White. Sigarda's Aid. Equip. Equip. But no haste. Draw. Ugin plus. Draw. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can't go Karn and, but I can certainly go Karn. Ugin, target Pure Steel. Pure Steel down. And I'm gonna say we go minus. We can go Trinisphere and pass. Yeah, I mean, Trinisphere would work. Local Metal Coating is also an option. Knocks him down another color. Or not another color, but another land. I'll go Local Metal. Local Metal, Ugin trigger, targets a Sigarda's Aid. So now we get to hold up a K command, which is 2 pieces of removal. Attack for 6. Down to 4. Liquid metal coating, target Elegant Parlor. And hold with the K command. And hold. Arid Mesa fetch down to 3. And opponent concedes. All right. So Carrot Turn's not bad. Consigned to Memory is also not bad necessarily. Lithomantic Barrage also consideration. I don't have a sideboard guide for a hammer. Ghost Quarter is actually decent, but Jukabog can be cut. Emrakul could be a liability if they bring in any degree of graveyard hate. Sire seems solid. Null Drifter seems okay, though it does re-trigger K return. Ugin definitely feels good here, so I think we cut an Emrakul and run it back. I do wonder if some number of Trinisphere wouldn't necessarily be bad. They do tend to cast a decent amount on their turns. I will keep this. Gemstone Cavern. The question is what we pitch. Because we want to go for Sprawl Talisman. Honestly, I might just pitch the Sprawl. Because we want the Temple, we want the Chrysalis, we want the K return. So if we just pitch the Sprawl, that might be right. Yes. So I guess, yeah, we'll go Sprawl. And pass. Ornithopter. And draw. Temple. Talisman. Pass. Elegant Parlor. I mean, worst case scenario here is a Sigardazade into a hammer, right? Because that'd be just a straight 10 damage to the dome. Sigardazade. Attack. No attack. So no hammer then. Forest. Sprawl. I guess we can just hold up the Talisman then. Green. For red. Cast Chrysalis. Hold up the K return. So at least we have a reach blocker now. Arid Mesa fetch. Hollowed Fountain tapped. Could have had a consign potentially. We hold. Go to combat. I mean, that very much tells me they have a hammer. Go to blocks. We block. Hammer. Hammer ETB, target, top. Sack 1. Always yield. Sack 2. Always yield. K return. Pass. You have the consign. You do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're short on the Sire then. Not to mention it's a 10, 12 needle naming Karn. Naming Karn. Draw. Well, Null Drift can, at the very least, dig. I'm actually going to hold the Temple on the off chance that we find a K command here. Draw 2. No K command, unfortunately. No. Evoke. Misty Rain, and pass. Put a pause on their end step. 10 damage, down to 9, unless you have another hammer. Another hammer. Fetch down to 8 for a hedge maze. Surveil, trigger, sprawl to yard. 4 types. My turn. Draw. Windswept Teeth. Well, play the Windswept Teeth. This will at least give us a turn, if not countered. No. And consign. Yep. And at that point, I will concede. Yeah, not too much we could have done there, unfortunately. I needed a K command after all. Yeah, I mean, we'll cut the gemstones. We can bring the Emrakul back in, and we'll run it back. I mean, they're patient with their hammer, which is smart. On the play for game 3, I will keep it goes down to 6 cards, goes down to 5 cards. That is pretty significant. Eldrazi Temple and pass. This way, if we draw into a K command, we can K command X2, Arid Mesa, and fetch. Fetch for Hollow Fountain Shock, White Sigarda's Aid. Draw. In that case, we go Breeding Pool, Shock, Malevolent Rumble. I will go for a Stomping Grounds. A bit unfortunate about the Lithomantic Barrage. And pass. Urza Saga. And passing. And draw. Ghost Quarter is intriguing here. I'm going to attempt to resolve a Talisman of Impulse. And Malevolent Rumble. There's Karn the Great Creator. I'm thinking we Ghost Quarter the Saga. Any reason to do it right now? Probably not. We can wait. Draw. Ghost Quarter, target Saga. And pass. Now we don't want constructs right now. Planes. Planes. And passing. Draw. Cast a Writhing Chrysalis. No consigned memory. Next turn we are guaranteed the breaker, so trigger 1, trigger 2, 3, cast Karn. There's consign. We'll pass. And pass. There's the hammer on the Thop. And draw. 2, 4, 5, 6. Stomping Ground, shock. World Break. So the question now becomes twofold. Do we... I guess actually if we do it this way, we get rid of the Colossus Hammer. And their consign. Another Colossus Hammer. Yikes. No. I'll pass. No attacks. And pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll block with the World Breaker. Draw. Sowing Mycospawn. I will kick with the Sowing Mycospawn. Actually. Let's first Ugin Lab. No imprint. Talisman of Impulse. And now kick. Kick Sowing Mycospawn, hit the Hollow Fountain. And we'll grab a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll have 10 regardless. In that case, I'd like to guarantee its resolution, though at the same time a Sanctum would be good. So we'll go Sanctum. And pass. No attacks. And pass. Sacred Foundry, shock to 15. I will block. Corey Steelcutter gives a trample. Down to 10. Draw. Well, that will do it either ways. So in that case, I will go with... Well, I guess there's a world. If they had a hammer, they would have equipped it because we would be dead. Emrakul, the Promised End. I will say... yes? We'll go with a World Breaker. No. Emrakul resolves. I'll attack with Sowing Mycospawn. There's the Pure Steel. Marsh Flats. Go to main, play the flats. Fetch. We could Elegant Parlor and ensure that they have a dead draw. Yes, let's go Elegant Parlor. Surveil. I'm gonna say no to the Mystic. Go to combat. Attack with Thop. Block Thop. Thop is down. Lethal's now on board. I will pass. And pass. So they have the Pure Steel. They can give it haste, but they would need another artifact. I mean, if they have exactly Hammer Pure Steel, they win, right? Yes. There's the Pure Steel. So they just have the one unknown now. The question becomes, what is it? And opponent scoops it up. Alright, we'll walk away with the win. Yeah, I was probably a little bit greedy earlier on going World Break and hitting the hammer rather than hitting the Ornithopter. The thought, of course, was that if we hit the Thop or hit the hammer and they didn't have anything to follow up, like another hammer, then that would allow me to K-return and sweep the Thop, so it wouldn't matter what else they have in the future. They would have fewer artifacts for Pure Steel, yada yada yada, right? But obviously that was played against me. Thankfully, obviously with Reach, we're able to block and block well, but we are definitely very close to them winning here. So I think it could be argued that maybe I should just went for the Ornithopter instead of the hammer. But we did get there, so I'll take the W. Overall, we ended up 3-2 at the end of 5. Our loss to Amulet Titan, it's a tough matchup. There's not much to say there. Every time that I felt like I was gaining some ground, they would always take it back. Through the Breach was a breeze. I don't think I actually saw my opponent cast a single card other than maybe Preordain. Oculus is pretty solid. Can't complain there. Prowess game 2, I think. Game 1... Right, game 1. Should I have played the World Breaker over Sowing Mycospawn and Null Drifter? I thought that I had enough in the way of blockers to where it didn't matter. Clearly I was wrong. Between the Unholy Heat, double Lava Dart, double whatchamacallit, Lightning Bolt, and a Mutagenic Growth. So, I mean, I don't know if there's, like, any way for me to play around that conventionally. Because, obviously, if we had instead gone World Breaker, then they would have had to use double bolt lava dart, which would have soaked up 7 damage. But I still would have taken a significant amount of damage thereafter. I think gone down to like either 3 or 6. But I wouldn't have been dead, right? Is the big thing. So it's possible that may have been the right move instead of going with the Null Drift. But unfortunately, we'll never know for game 1. For game 2, we definitely misplayed. I should. Previously, Prowess wasn't playing as many bounce spells, whether that be Into the Floodmaw or Brazen Borrower, as we saw there. But I should probably start playing around that going forward and start thinking about that when we have multiple hate pieces available to us. Because if I had played the second Trinisphere, then I would have been in a much more stable position rather than Utopia Sprawl, which while it... I guess realistically speaking, it didn't even give me the World Breaker the following turn because I tapped the Lab and not the 2 Temple. I think realistically speaking, I really should have just played, I think the right line, regardless of known information now, probably was just to play the Trinisphere, hold up the K command with X equals 2, and just hold, right? They could have bounced a single one, the Brazen Bar, but then what? They still have the second one to deal with. We have the K command in hand, so they play anything, then we have a free casting window with K command. So they play the Slick Shot Show Off, we exile the Show Off, we exile cards in the yard to shrink the DRC, and we block the DRC of Sowing Mycospawn. Like, it would have been an absolute blowout. So I think realistically speaking, we could have played that a lot better in game 2. So, mistake on my end, but we learn from them. We aim to learn from those mistakes and get better and do better next time. So, win some, lose some, do better next time. Hammer Time was solid. I'm trying to remember game 2. Game 1 was pretty clean. Game 2, though, I think it was just the early Thop, right? Early Thop and then had consigns available. Yeah. Early Thop had consigns available. So not too much to write home there about, I don't think. All right. Well, on that point, that there will be the end of today's video. As always, if you guys did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button. Comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback. It is always appreciated. For as much as I hope that y'all learn from me in both my success and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you have reached this point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button as we're getting closer and closer to our next goal of 1,000 subscribers, where I'll be able to begin monetizing these videos. At that point, I'll be able to start saving up towards a stream PC so I can stream live over on Twitch. In the meantime, though, if you do want to support me monetarily, you can do so over on my Patreon, where you can, with as little as $5, get early access to my YouTube videos. With that being said, though, folks, I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye!